Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Marvelman901. So today I'm going to talk about Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos. Marvel Comics presents featuring Vengeance, Daredevil, Night-Thrasher and X-Men. So I'm going to start off with a comic from 1963, which is Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos issue 4. So basically Nick Fury was having a meeting with with a British lord, basically to save his son, who was called Lord Haha. Yeah, basically his son had been captured by the Germans, and he basically just spoke out in radio for the Nazis, basically trash talking the Howling Commandos and whatnot. So basically, the Lord asked Fury to bring his Howling Commandos into Berlin to rescue his son. That is exactly what they did. They went in, they actually managed to save him, and then they were betrayed by him. And he, Lord Haha, was in fact betrayed by the Nazis as he was shot dead. So moving on with the next issue, which is a Marvel Comics Presents 155. This features Vengeance in the last part of the Dangerous Games storyline. So basically Vengeance was fighting the Big Game Posse, who had this powerful anti-supernatural gun, which they were using Annex in their own base to basically distribute this electrical code or something like that, to basically distribute this very powerful anti-supernatural gun. However, Annex managed to trick them, managed to basically screw with their systems, and this gave Vengeance the pause that he needed to basically defeat them. And of course Annex, after him getting rescued, after he rescued himself, he blew up their base. Moving on to Daredevil 329. This is the third part of the Tree of Knowledge storyline. So basically Daredevil, who is now supposedly having been deceased, so this is still Matt Murdock, but no one knows that it's Matt Murdock. Captain America and Iron Fist fight two of the Silicon Pirates, who basically are a Hydra tech team. They fight Steel Collar and Technospike. They do manage to hold them off, I guess, but the two villains escaped. Basically just find out a little bit more about the whole Silicon Pirates thing, as Baron Strucker of Hydra was basically leading them, being in control of the whole gang or the team. And it will be interesting to see where this leads. So the next issue is going to be a Night-Thrasher issue. It's Night-Thrasher 11. So this is the second part of the Time and Time Again storyline, which basically features the New Warriors overall. So the original Sphinx had actually sent the New Mutants team throughout time. Some of them went back through time, others went forward. So we're gonna look into 3 of these characters and see what kind of adventures they have in the past, as it is this time. So Night-Thrasher, he's been thrown back in time, and he basically come into kind of a colonial slave era. And he tries to help this colored slave. He actually doesn't know that he is in the past until he, basically finds out as he's being knocked out and put up to be hanged. So the other story here is Silhouette, who is also back in time, and she's actually stuck in Cambodia, where she is letting herself become captured to basically see the whole situation. And then she actually finds a small child, who apparently is her mother, Tai, in her childhood. And this will continue later on. And the third part here is the Chimera story. So basically Chimera, or Namorita, she is thrown back to the old Atlantean civilization while they were underwater, but before the whole tribal dispersion thing, with her being with the Atlanteans and fighting the barbarian Atlanteans. Of course, the Sphinx versus Sphinx fight escalates in the whole corporate manner. So the last part here is going to be an X-Men fifth lineup explanation kind of thing. So this lineup is of course from the 80s, and it features Professor X, Nightcrawler, Magneto, Storm, Rogue, Colossus, Shadowcat, Phoenix, Cyclops, and Wolverine. So the thing here is that, well, basically this was during the time when the New Mutants had been introduced, before Excalibur being introduced, and while Magneto took over as the headmaster or leader of the X-Men and New Mutants, while Professor X was off in space and doing other things. So yeah, that is all for today. Thank you all for listening. Do subscribe if you like this, and stay safe.